to lasso. Guys, in this video, you will learn the tight basics of how to set up, control, enter into the lasso guard, use that to sweep my partner, get a top position, and much more. YouTube, we are not held at gunpoint. We are voluntarily back in the gi. We know most of you enjoy our no-gi content, but today we're going to do the lasso guard, and that's really hard in no-gi. Also, some of you guys like the gi, especially shout out to one of our longtime patrons, Jack. I know you love me when I do videos in the gi. This one's for you, buddy. The lasso is a really cool guard, guys, but what I really hate is the videos out there are very old and people are just like this. They let you go here, control, enter for the lasso. Not in any world whatsoever would Ward just chill here. So we're going to look at a tight setup from the close guard. We can do this from half guard if you have some time. We're going to learn the basics of how to sweep control and keep it with that in this video. So first off, guys, how to enter for the lasso. I am not just throwing my leg over, and at my age, I like the flexibility of doing so. So we're going to do a tight setup, and I want you to get the first concept, really importantly. Focus on this. In close guard, if my partner has his hands available, no matter what submission or sweep I'm going to do, he can pass me. He can control my limbs, he can stand up, he can pass my guard. So if I were to take away both of these limbs, and I cannot do anything from there, I consider that an absolute win. So for the beginners out there, if you can just enter the lasso for the first period of time, consider that an absolute win to prevent him from passing. Later on, submissions and sweeps will open up, especially if you watch this video 20 times. So in the close guard, his hands are usually on my body to try and pass my guard, control my lapel, control my pants. I'm going to go with this umbrella grip, this spider grip on his sleeve, 4 fingers in, thumb over on both sides, as I'm going to pull his arms in at a later time. From here, this will be very good for your piano career. Your grips will be very strong. You have to have strong grips to control his sleeves. If my partner pulls his arms out, pull, I'm stuck to his sleeves, yeah? If he circles his wrist to control my wrist, yeah? I don't really care, because at this point he's opening the space between his elbow and his body. So anytime we're here and really wants to strip the grips, I'm going for different stuff from different videos. But today, he keeps his hand here. I don't just open up. I can open my guard and be relaxed, and he can just pass. I want you to just open your ankles, but keep pressure on your thighs. As I wedge one foot on his knee, be aware, put the other foot on his knee, and keep tension with my knees on his elbow joints. If he pulls his arms out, it looks like I have zero control. Pull, walk forward, stack me. It's really good control, guys, for me. If my partner were to, at any time, stand up, I will combine an upper body grip with a lower body grip. I'm going to like a spider de la hiva, control his sleeve, get a de la hiva grip, whatever. Today he's not going to stand up because the video will get really long. And there's some really cool lasso stuff if he stands. We're going to keep it with the close guard. So I control, I open without opening. I just open my ankles. I keep pressure, AB way, put my foot on the hip, second foot on the hip, keep pressure with my knees. Now it's very hard to get to mobility to weave your leg in for the lasso. So I'm going to AB. If I AB to the side, my upper leg is going to go for the lasso. Now, my leg goes from the outside to the inside. Yeah? Try to not kick your partner in the face here, but pummel your leg over as you insert it underneath their armpit. My foot is going to be placed on his hip or a belt, and my knee is close to his shoulder. We can also put the foot on the armpit, but this is a very, very shallow lasso, which we're not going to use today. Now, I cannot just relax her. A lot of you will ask the following question. What if he just falls back into ashi here and takes this leg with him? Sometimes he can grab his own lapel, yes, and then go into ashi with this straight ankle lock. Now, first off, guys, I'm a huge fan of leg locks. Yeah, I have 2 instructions on leg locks on BJ Fanatics. I'm happy for him to try and go for that shitty ankle lock there and give me the sweep. But for the beginners out there, if you're like, what if he ankle locks you? Please trust me, yeah, I'm not really scared of that, and so many counters to that. If you really want to control that, we're going to go with the first very important thing. As we go into the lasso, I want you to do the setup really tight every time. I'm just going to skip it for the purpose of the video and your attention span. Just put the foot on the hip, open up, and really pull this hand in. So if he wants to grab his lapel and go for the foot lock, fall back at ashi. Yeah, I have good control of him. Now, lasso is an asymmetrical position. If I want to go for both lassos, I'm too much on my back. I have zero pressure on either side. So I have one lasso, my foot is on the hip, my knee pressures into his armpit and chest, and I really want to pull this hand from this area into my pocket. As I kind of Americana his arm open like so, and I twist his body. You can see the torque in his spine. This is also very important if we want to prevent my partner from passing the lasso. Usually people tend to pass in this way, which is not a good idea. Because even if he does manages to pass, As long as my lasso is still in, I can use this to easily off balance and sweep it. I'm gonna kind of skip that, but just assume I'm correct. The proper place to pass for him, and I like seeing that people teach you the lasso pass, and the other guy, this guy, the attacker, just keeps the hand here. He will circle his hand to the outside of my thigh, yeah, start walking that way and start passing in the proper direction. Now guys, to prevent this, you should be attacking, getting tired and putting pressure in your lasso. So don't just control here, yeah, but really pull the arm in, into your socket, open your knee. Now, please get your wrist to the other side. That's gonna be very hard. If he even tries, I'm just gonna wrist lock him because watch a purple belt, he deserves it, yeah? But for the white belts, don't do this, it's illegal. Control here, the sleeve, keep tension. Control the other sleeve, and now we're here, yeah? Sorry, yeah. My first sweep is gonna be using my left knee as a fulcrum. I'm gonna switch my hips to the side. You see him getting twisted, so I'm not opening my leg. Sorry, that's very weak. I'm keeping my leg tight, twisting my entire hip. Now you can see my partner is already pivoting to the side. The final push is gonna be my foot on his hip, his armpit, or if there's space underneath his knee, if he bases, with a butterfly hook. Yeah, like this. So as I go to this side, I flip him over and I kick here to sweep. Now what most people do, and I think this is very shitty behavior, is kick off into mount. You see the instructor getting here and doing a Americana from 1950, and this guy is just gonna let me do that. I don't like this. What I like to do is as I sweep him, I'm gonna assume he's gonna do everything in his power to get back on top. And we're in a 50-50 position. We're both on our sides. We can both use our abs to get up. So I need a base. I love getting mount, but I'm not greedy. I settle for side control. So the leg that pushes on his hip, I'm just gonna skip all this. The leg that pushes on his hip, yeah, is going alongside the base. Now if he tries to get up, I go. I have a strong base, and I'll get on top. I might settle here for side control, yeah, or north south, and score the points for my sweep, and not get greedy and flowing into mount. To get this sweep to work, I advise you to check into the mechanics of like a John Wayne sweep, is to use your hip to flip your partner over. Don't just open your leg. Your leg is not strong enough. This foot is just the final touch. Don't ignore this and start just kicking your partner. It's not working. Now, next up, I like to base my sweeps on if I go in one direction, is to sweep in the opposite direction when he pushes back. So we're going for the same sweep. Once again, guys, practice the setup. I'm just gonna skip it from now on. If you wanna see the setup again, just rewind. Now, as I try to lift my partner to the left or his right, he's gonna push back. In that moment, I'm gonna use this second grip. Let's go a bit more to that side. Just going along the sweep. As I try to tilt him to the left, he's gonna push back. I'm gonna scissor him this way. I really need to push now and keep pressure. This time I really wanna go for mount, because if I stay too far, now watch, we'll get into single leg kicks. Once again, if this happens, I just score the sweep. But it's not optimal because I don't have a good top position. Now I have to deal with this. It's not that big of a deal in the gi, but just wanted to tell you guys. I assume you're gonna know basic scissor sweep. Otherwise, check that out in a different video. Today it's about lasso. But as I tilt into one direction, I scissor sweep into the opposite. Now this goes both ways. We could also just open up with the scissor sweep, and as he moves back, I'm gonna flip him this way and get into our first sweep. Yeah? Now with the lasso, you will find out that when you sweep towards the lasso, his arm is kind of stuck uncomfortably for him in your shin. This gives you a bicep slicer, which is illegal for a lot of belts. Not for me, so it's fun. I'm gonna show you this direction. If you want to finish the bicep slicer, just we're going to do that eventually, is look, I'm going to tilt this guy with my foot on the belt, my knee close to his chest, his hand in my pocket, and I'm going to push him over. Boom. If you don't want the bicep slicer, base, switch your hips under. If you do want the bicep slicer, now guys, look, get up a little bit. As we're here, I'm gonna put my shin on his bicep, go for the far side on the hook. I'm just gonna open up now so you can see what's happening. I'm gonna push my knee backward and push my hip forward to slide my shin into the crook of his bicep here and his elbow. Very hard submission, very painful, very fun to do. Now it's also really sneaky to do this if we're like playing, if we're like in a knee shield half guard, and he tries to like leg weave here, I have this position. If at any time he passes the bottom leg, I open my, now I get this shallow lasso. So look guys, foot on the hip,
shin in the bicep. As he passes, a lot of coaches like to figure 4 here, but I don't really feel that this is enough. Yeah, I can get a submission here. Look, I just hold him here and I get the bicep slice there. What I really like to do to make it even stronger is reach as he passes with my arm in that gap to make sure he cannot pull his arm out. So my hand is here. As I close my hands, I get a bicep slicer there. Now what I really like to do is if we're here, and if he does manage to pull the arm out, I catch it with my other leg and get into this inverted triangle. But now we're way off topic. I think we're gonna wrap it up with this for this basic video. How to get to a tight lasso from the close guard, the setup, the angle, foot on the hip, knee on the shoulder. Lift your partner to one side if he leans back. Scissor sweep, mix those two together, how to follow up, and just bicep slicer. I told you it was basic, but just want to throw that in for the fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, Niki. See you next one. Peace.